talk a little bit about, because I just thought that this was such a cool area, because this is where everybody comes down to problem solve and talk to each other, and that's the epitome of what Buff Gen and Gates Vascular is. You guys are a teaching school. It's a teaching center, teaching facility. Well, this is part of that, isn't it? And this was a primary. This was like one of the first ideas that came to me when you guys were building the center out, wasn't it?
So Nick's idea was to create sort of operatories or cath labs in the round with a hollowed out space in the middle for people to come and sort of decompress, share ideas over a coffee, over lunch.
Right.
And truthfully, that's where all the best ideas happen. You come in, you just finished a case, like, oh, this was a challenging case. I wish I had this device, and this happens all the time. So I'll be talking to Dr. Iyer, for example, in cardiology. He's like, oh, we have something like that in cards. Like, let me see it. And then quick modifications. We had talked to our industry partners, and something that was developed in for cardiologists has now been translated, translational science, into something for the brain, and vice versa. Stroke protection devices for some of the cardiology procedures. And that happens in real time, has happened over the past 10 years since this place opened up here. Let's see if he's around. You want to see if he's around?
VJ?
Yeah.
Sure.
We can talk about that. Actually, here's our other partner, Dr. Phadke, is in the middle of the case. We're talking about how in real time, if we're having a problem, a patient's having a cardiac problem while we're doing a neuro procedure, you guys are literally across the hall and come over and treat the cardiac problems, and vice versa. If they're doing some cutting edge cardiac issue and they're having a stroke on the table or a neuro problem, we can help them. And also devices and innovation that can sort of bridge the two.
Because that happens, right? I mean, you can go in to do a brain surgery and a patient may have a stroke while they're on the table.
Yep.
So how do you, what would happen at that point? What would you come in and what do you do especially if they're on the table, they're in the middle of a brain operation?
So we go in, join them.
Okay.
We do sometimes procedures together.
Okay.
Or we could do, so we scrub with each other, we do procedures together.
Okay.
And vice versa. So if I'm in my lab and a patient has a stroke, I would call Elad and say, hey, come on, join me. He would come, he would do an angiogram of the brain out there.
To see what other damage may have been done.
We have sort of aneurysms of some of the vessels feeding the heart. Aneurysms is our sweet spot, and sometimes they'll have small coronary arteries that have it wear. And we'll borrow technology from our lab to help them, and vice versa.
Okay.
If we can't get through some blockages to the brain, we'll borrow some of the cardiac or have them sort of create pathways for us.
So they'll come in and really help navigate those pathways so that you can get to that blockage.
And sometimes one of the other innovative things that we do is we'll have them pace the heart. Sometimes we're treating massive malformations of the brain, and we need to stop the blood flow. And the way to stop the blood flow, and he can talk better, is we'll ask you to pace the heart. So if you can comment on that.
Yeah, can you explain what that is?
So if you pace the heart really rapidly, it's beating so fast that no blood flow is going forward. So you're effectively stopping the heart by pacing the heart.
So fast that you're not getting any blood flow.
So the heart is still moving essentially, or it's not?
It's not. It's just beating as if it's stopped.
Okay.
It's beating so fast that no blood goes out of it.
Nothing is going out.
So it's essentially stopped,
Okay. And then what do? You slow it back down in order to get the rhythm back?
So we'll ask them to pace it for a few seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds.
I was going to ask
to temporarily stop blood flow to the brain, to let us do our work really quickly in the safest possible way. And then
in 20 seconds?
We'll get right to the sweet spot. It's like, okay, on timer, they'll put in a pacer with us, stop the heart by pacing it fast.
Yeah.
We'll quickly do what we need to do, and sometimes we'll do that a few times if we need more than 30 seconds.
Okay. And then you'll go back to the original problem at hand.
Correct.
Wow. This is teamwork.
Yeah.
This is what it's all about.
And I would think this is no place in the country. I don't think that I know of, I'm sure there are, but certainly this type of synergistic collaboration.
We have very close collaboration. I mean, I have every one of them available to me at any time. I walk over literally 20 feet and call on one of them, and same with you.
Not only is Buffalo the city of good neighbors, we really are the city of, like, when you look at how the medical community works together in tandem with each other, how do you not feel safe? I mean, it's an amazing, my dad has got a history of heart disease, and I told him, I said, you ever have another issue and you are coming to Buffalo and you're going to GPI.
No, I think these guys are excellent, and they just push us to be excellent. And I think it's a feedback.
You guys help each other, and I think that's what's needed, especially when we're talking about such serious issues like this. That is what we needed to push the envelope. I mean, this is what you need. You have to go outside the box.
Thank you for taking time away.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.